Example 8. Solve right triangle. Solve, this symbol means triangle FGH. And they just get the names of the three vertices here. Round the side lengths the nearest tenth, and angle measures the nearest degree. I'm not going to follow this instruction because this angle is not rounded to the nearest degree. So I'm just going to leave it to the nearest tenth. Every triangle has 180 degrees. That's 90 of them. That means there's 90 left over for these two. So if I just take 90 minus 41.4, I should get 48.8. And I already typed this in the calculator just to double check. So yes, it's 48.8. It's going to go, 48.6. That goes right there. Now, to solve the triangle, it means find every angle and every side length. So I have an angle now, or I have the angles, and I'm still looking for these two sides. Just to help me out, I'm going to rename this one Y and this one X. So I'm given an H over here. So to find my Y, well, let's see, psi Y. Y goes with the H because the H is always silent. So, and you always use the angle on the x-axis. So I'll say sine of 41.4 degrees is going to equal Y over H, which is 28 in this case. I'm one step away, so I'll multiply by 28 degrees, or 28, the side length. And this will give me my Y value. So we go to the calculator. 28 sine of 41.4 degrees should give me my answer. Is 18.516. So they said to the nearest tenth, so we'll say 18.5. Y equals 18.5. And this is, it doesn't give me a unit, so we'll just leave it like that. And they actually use the letter F, so if you wanted to, you can put it over here so we're not confused. That's the Y value. And to find the X, and we're using the H, again, H is silent, so it'd be psi Y cos X. We're going to use cosine. So you'd write it out as cosine of 41.4 degrees equals X over H, and there H is 28. Again, we do the one step. We multiply by the 28. And this will give us our X value. So we'll go to the calculator, see what it says. 28 cosine of 41.4. Don't forget to put in the degree symbol. Hit enter. It's 21 flat. So X would equal 21.0. 21.0. is our X value. And we've solved because now we have all three side lengths and both angles. Now I have another example. Let's try it. It says solve triangle ABC. Round side lengths the nearest tenth and angle measures the nearest degree. Okay, this time I don't have an angle. I'm going to start by trying to find this angle or this side length. Something you need to know is if they use letters, sometimes you see how this is capital B, they'll use lowercase b. Or we could say Y there. Now this 9 is across from the capital C, so they could use a lowercase c, or we can say this is X, and this would be A or our H. I'm going to start by finding the H here. I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So we know that X squared plus Y squared equals our H squared, and our X is 9, so I'll go parentheses here. 9 squared plus our Y squared, which is 5, will equal our H squared. 9 squared is 81. So we have 81 plus 25 equals H squared. We add those and we have a total of 106 is equal to H squared. And we would take the square root. Now they said to round. A lot of times when we do trig, they'll actually just reduce. And so the way to reduce the square root is you'd use what I call upside down division. You take the 106, and doing upside down division, I'd say what prime numbers can go into 106? Well, 2 can go into it, and it goes in specifically 53 times. And then you'd ask what prime number can go into 53. And I'm struggling here. 7 doesn't go into that, 3 doesn't go into that, so we're done. We can't even simplify it that way. So since this can't be reduced by square root, I will just go to the calculator and get it as a decimal. But a lot of times you'll see the answer that way, when we do mathematics. So we'll have square root of 106, which gives us 10.3. H would equal 10.3. Again, I'm not doing plus or minus here. I forgot to mention this because it's distance, and distance has to be positive. Usually, anytime you add a square root, you must do plus or minus. So H is 10.3 here. That's this side length, 10.3. And now to find the angles, I would just use inverse sine or cosine or something like that. They gave me the y and they gave me the x. So which one uses y and x? Tangent does. I'm going to look for the angle on the x-axis. So I'm going to say tangent of theta equals y over x. And my y is 5, my x is 9. To find theta, I'm going to use inverse tangent of, I don't know why I put a y there. That's supposed to be a 9. I'm sorry. Over 9. So inverse tangent of 5 over 9 will give me my theta. So I come back to the calculator, and inverse tangent of 5 over 9 gives us our answer of 29.1 degrees, but they said to round to the nearest degree. So that theta was 29.1 degrees, but they said to go to the nearest degree. So we're just going to say that's 29 degrees. And if that's 29, then you would subtract it from 90 to get this one, which 90 minus 29 is 61 degrees. And now we have solved, again, by saying C equals 90 minus 29, and so we got 61 degrees. So that's how you would solve that problem. Now you can try the next.